So, good morning. Welcome to the International Public Employment Services Symposium organized by Progresso. Thank you for having me as one of your panelist speakers today. My name is Camelia. I am the CEO and founder of Cable, a mobile recruitment app that connects line managers directly to job seekers. We aim to humanize the recruitment process through digitalization so that people can find fulfilling careers and businesses can be sustainable through hiring the right people. So I'm looking forward to talking with you today about why digitalization is stronger than brick and mortar. The past 1.5 years have been momentous for all of us. While some of the brick and mortar businesses have spent much time being closed, the pandemic has actually driven innovation and fueled a huge acceleration for some of the other businesses out there. So in other words, choose to remain status quo and you will have no choice but to be subjected to the threats surrounding us, or innovate to stay relevant. So for us in Cable, we were lucky to have started our process before the pandemic, but the crisis was an adrenaline for the change to happen faster than ever. So my name is Camelia. My original business was a brick and mortar business. I am an SME owner of a traditional headhunting firm, a business that relies heavily on manual connection done between hiring companies to their potential employees. So disruption in my business has begun since day one. It has been constant. So from the days of Star Classified to JobStreet, Indeed, Glassdoor, and LinkedIn. As a matter of fact, disruptions of businesses happen on a daily basis everywhere, whether you took notice or not. So who would have actually thought 20 years ago that we could log into a website to order our groceries, or open our app to order food on delivery or on demand, and it will appear right in front of your doorstep in the next 30 minutes. So the current technology offerings have made many things an open source and readily available to us on demand. So in my business, what it means is that talents are now easily discoverable and more connected than ever. So who needs a headhunter to source for talents anymore, right? So as a business owner, I can see why sometimes we neglect the calling of having to put innovation as part of our business process or business practice. A very possible reason that prevents us to do so, putting it as a priority, is because we have insufficient resources that is at our disposal as compared to the large companies. And many of us perceive innovation to be uncertain and difficult to gauge if it can be profitable. Even if it's profitable, it may take a while for it to realize. So it's a scary thought to move out of our comfort zone due to all these uncertainties. It's risky, I get it, right? With that said, one needs to weigh which options leaves us a bigger risk, continue to stay on our traditional business path and wait for others to disrupt our business, or innovate to adapt to ever-changing customers' needs. To make that decision, let's visit some of the challenges that I face as a startup founder of a tech company. Uncertainty leaves you a very uncomfortable feeling, right? But I believe information at hand will help you to navigate for better outcomes. So we're going to cover 5 main points today that I feel is an important sharing for small business owners like myself. If you're already on this path of transformation, congratulations, let's connect and share some notes. But if not, I hope my sharing can give you some inside scoop of what to be expected ahead. When my team decided to build Cable, we made sure that we were building a product that people want to use. It is a product that must solve a real problem and it serves a large enough of a market. Until we have this clarity, we were not sure that it is commercially viable. So as a founder who is happen to be a subject matter expert in recruitment, I definitely have an unfair advantage of having the understanding of the deep pain points and also the need of the recruitment space. Having said that, looking for the right product fit was still a great challenge as the market is highly competitive. The key is really having to check and validate your product with your users every step of the way while developing the product to make sure that you're building something that other people will use. So if you have a chance to download cable from your mobile phone today, the product that you see has gone through many rounds of reiteration from the initial idea. We went through a lot of discussions and debates, not just within the internal team, but also with our clients and job seekers alike, to ensure that we find the right product market fit. Until then, without this clarity, we will not be able to develop something that is relevant to the current market needs. So challenges as a founder. Being in a startup, you will find it a struggle to attract talents, as you are no one as compared to the large organizations. On top of that, being a non-tech person myself, it makes it even tougher for me to connect and assess tech talents to join my team. But thankfully, I have 16 years of experience in recruitment and understood that recruiting, regardless of types of functions or roles, are generally the same. We connect with like-minded people and work together, and that's what the basis of Cable as a product. Also, that the understanding of people are not the most important asset, but the right people are, of course, a famous quote by Jim Collins, not myself, is the key to hiring lean in a startup culture. So being a leader in a startup environment means that my role is to be an enabler that holds the team together through very clear vision and remove all barriers that would hinder my teammates' success. So my advice is to allow everyone the empowerment to tackle our common problem in their own way. I find this way to be most productive. So this is my beautiful team. There are only 6 of us. Also, I find ourselves constantly being compared to our competitors. In my world, we are always being compared to JobStreet and LinkedIn, as they are giants in recruitment. And here we are, a local Malaysian company that is trying to disrupt the recruitment space. You will really need to know the values that your business can bring to the table to have a strong, unique selling point that will differentiate your product from the rest. Only through this way, users can see the benefits of pivoting to your product. The challenge is also that big brands with big budgets for marketing can drown you easily. So unless you're very clear on your competitive advantage, you will be easily intimidated, isn't it? So instead of that, use your size to your advantage. Example, being a small company, you are more agile and can make decisions more quickly without rounds of reviewing across multiple departments. Use that as an advantage to sprint ahead. For every business, irrespective of its size, cash flow is the top priority. The reason behind this is of course logical. To grow your business and allocate your resources to different aspects of your business adequately, you will need liquidity. So being a startup means that you will need to prioritize. And your first priority is that you need to be ready to utilize your own funds to invest in your idea and concept. One needs to watch your spending like a hawk, so make sound decisions on what to spend on and stretch your money as much as you can. I find that we also need to find a balance between raising funds on one side and going after the revenue. It is very challenging to get any loan facilities or investments when your company is not generating any revenue at all. So it is reported that 81% of startups use their own funds and 45% of the startups actually took up additional debt to run their new startup. So be ready for this. Last but not least, do invest in your own well-being. This is a picture of myself trying to take a nap after a long day of work. Take photo credit to my marketing lead. So it's going to be a long and bumpy road being a startup founder. You need to find ways to keep yourself mentally and physically fit, as there will be a lot of obstructions and rejections all the way. Sometimes you can find that you self-doubt. If it does help, surround yourself with positive and encouraging family members and friends. I call them my external team who helps me to stay focused on my journey. So there you go. I think this is the 5 challenges as a startup founder. But if you ask me, why is this worth it at the end of the day? I will ask you back the same question. Why do you want to do this in the first place? If you have already known the why, then trust the process. Glue your eyes on the desired outcomes and you will progress. So for me, why digitalization is important? Because it brings new and improved services to the market in meeting the rapid changing needs of the customer. It also increases efficiency, making it scalable using tech and potentially open new markets. I myself want to stay competitive and relevant to the market, and it also improves profitability if done right. So businesses that fail to innovate run the risk of losing market share to competitors, failing productivity and efficiency, experience steady reducing margins and profit, or perhaps even a bigger risk, going out of business without you realizing it. So today I'd like to draw examples of the pain points in my industry and how cable helps to resolve it. So business needs has always remained the same, but more demanding over time. In my line as a recruitment consultant, I have to serve basically two stakeholders. One side of the stakeholder are business. The other side is actually the job seekers, where my role was to match them. Business needs has always remained the same when we say that we want to reduce time to fill, improve quality of hire. How do we reduce cost per hire? So that has been constant from day one. But over the past 8 years or so, I have seen that actually the job seekers' needs have evolved tremendously. In my day-to-day conversation with them, I realized that they were asking questions surrounding the topics of career. If I were to join this company, what are my benefits, or what is the type of career progression that I will get if I ace the role? Who is the community that I will be working with? That includes line manager, especially line manager actually, because this person will be directly impacting the success and the performance of my role. Last but not least is that the cost and the impact. What can I bring to the table, or what can I bring to the organization if I were to do well? Now, obviously, the part of the job seekers' needs is not met in the existing recruitment process. Hence, on the left side, the business finds it a challenge to recruit them. What we see today is company posting jobs and using job descriptions to hire. I'm quite sure that you're very familiar with JobStreet or LinkedIn when you see tons of job descriptions. If you realize the details that is listed is not what the job seeker wants to know when they scope for their future job. So hence, many are reluctant to make the move. I'm sure you are aware of the issue of unemployment and underemployment that is on the rise, while companies are saying that, hey, we have vacancies, but I can't seem to hire. So with the availability of cloud solution today, we can make the difference in recruitment process and make it more targeted and an on-demand service. Our solution connects human to human using artificial intelligence technology. So what it means here is that Cable is designed for line managers to share information required by the job seekers to engage them via sharing of vision, mission, and expectations, and the goals to the job seekers directly in a timely manner. This solves the job seekers' needs, as they now can directly find out information from their prospective employer. Some may say, line managers are too busy to be funding this recruitment process. They're busy with their day-to-day operations. But yet, they are the most relevant person to be involved in this process to attract better quality candidates. The whole idea here is to improve efficiency of candidate hunting and make the process less painful for the line managers by digitizing the process, by eliminating hard requirements such as manual filtering resumes. Cable gives line managers more time to do what they do best, be human, and use that to attract better candidates. So on the tech side, the AI is trained to recommend relevant pool of candidates to the line managers without them having to search. So for example, just like Facebook recommends you videos that you will like, Cable recommends you candidates that you'll find relevant. It's as simple as that concept. Now going into also, something relating to tech is that designing, a mobile app, you need to make the product to be, user-friendly or easy to use. So we have designed it to have just 3 simple steps to hire with Cable. First, post a job with a pitch and 3 to-do list items, all with the guided questions installed within the app itself. Then discover and pick from the recommended candidates from the AI by swiping left or right, right to approve, left to reject. Last but not least, chat with the candidates using smart interview questions and shortlist only the ones that you're happy with. So the key here is to have good user interface and user experience. This is how our job platform for corporate professionals look like. Cable is a mobile app that connects line manager to the job seekers directly, enabling like-minded people to connect together. Now, when we design our product needs to fit what the market needs, right? And which means that we need to solve their problems. So the artificial intelligence technology here automates candidate sourcing. By using AI, it saves time for the hiring party of having to read through tons of resumes. It also helps us to reach out to both active and passive candidates as well. So active refers to people who are on the lookout, and they are the ones that will typically write into your job portals. Passive means people that are tiptoe. And do you know that the active and the passive candidate split is 20-80, 80 being passive candidates. So can you imagine how much of the potential that you have actually lost by just posting a job and waiting for candidates to respond and apply? So the recommendation function of the app allows you to tap onto a wider pool of candidates, including those who did not apply for a job, hence increasing the quality of hire. It's also built in with easy-to-use guides. A good user experience is a must to put you ahead of competition. We have tons of application on our phone right now. What do you think will make your application stick on somebody's mobile? Think about it. It's built to be interactive and responsive. By adding the chat function, communication can happen immediately after a match instead of waiting for an email or response from a HR of a company. This quickens the whole entire process. Now, it's also a collaborative tool between HR and line manager to give a better candidate journey while they explore for the job. It is also built for people to share values, visions, and goals. This itself meets the current needs of the job seekers, where they can discover the line manager, talk about goals and expectations, leading to a more fulfilling career. So some of you may ask me, right? If this is successful, would it mean that it will be a direct competition to my business? I would say no. Why so? By having this solution, I can actually tap into the underserved segment of the industry, which is the junior to the manager level that requires some level of handholding as job seekers wants to know more before they apply for a job. And by applying the similar matching fundamentals of headhunting from my own experience, this new high-tech business can scale my business beyond manual matching. I could also potentially serve a much bigger market and even go regional when we are ready. So with that, I hope that my sharing gives you some insights to help you better prepare for this digitalization journey. Thank you very much.